Welcome to TDA-Go Payment Reimbursement webinar. There is some key information we would like for you to know about your payment reimbursement. All projects are funded on a cost reimbursement basis. TDA will reimburse the grant recipient for eligible expenses aligned with the approved budget, but the purchases must be made in the grantee's name. Also, you must complete the payment request form in TDA-Go and provide documentation, such as invoices, receipts, statements of the expenditures for funding. Once all required information is received, such as receipts and backup documentation, a TDA grant specialist will process the payment request, and the grantee will receive reimbursement. The grant recipient will be reimbursed for allowable grant costs, not more frequently than monthly. Payments take approximately 30 to 45 days, and if incomplete information is received, the payment request will be delayed. The grantee will have the opportunity to provide documentation if needed to ensure reimbursement is processed fully. Step 1. Accessing your grant application in TDA-Go. Once your application is fully signed and in grant agreement executed status, it will not show up in My Task. To find your grant application, click Searches. Then select the application. Then enter your grant ID number under the document name. Then click on the grant ID number to open. Now we will show you a demo. Step 2. Initiating a new payment request. Once on the application landing page, scroll down to the related documents. On the left-hand side of the page, click on Initiate Related Doc to start a new payment request. Now we will show you a demo. Next, a window titled Initiate Related Documents will display. Check that your grant number is selected under the parent document. Then select Payment Request and the year, and then press Create. Your next step to initiating a new payment request is to click Proceed. Now we will show you a demo. Step 3. Payment Request Document. The next screen is the payment document landing page. There are 2 pages to this payment: the payment request summary and the itemized invoice list. The payment request summary is an automated page showing your approved budget. The itemized invoice list is where you will enter your information for reimbursement. Now we will show you a demo. On your payment request summary page, you will be able to review and confirm the total budget by expense category and match those to your records. This page will also show you previous payments and remaining balance. Just a tip, for the source description column is for TDA use only. It provides a code on the back end for payments to be issued. The next step is to navigate to the itemized invoice list page, which will be located on your left, to click, and then begin entering information for each cost to be included in your payment request. On your itemized invoice list page is where you will enter your expenses you wish to be reimbursed for your payment request. Step 4, enter expenses, data, and documentation. In the itemized invoice list heading section, complete the following: the service period, the final payment, and RTI if you are in university only. For the service period, enter the earliest and latest dates covered by the invoice included in the payment request. For your final payment, select yes or no. Select yes if the balance for all detailed budgets rows is $0, or if you are 100% sure this is the final payment request. Invoice list. You will enter each expense for reimbursement in this list. Create a new row for each expense to be included in this payment request. To add additional lines for more additional expenses, click on the plus button on the right side of the table. Now let's complete all columns for every expense, except TDA's amount disallowed. For the payee, enter the name of the business person paid. For the invoice date, enter the date the purchase was paid. For the invoice number, if there is no invoice number, place the abbreviation for not applicable. For the cost category, select the appropriate cost category for each invoice to classify the type of expense. For the invoice amount, enter the total amount of the expense. For the grant and match amount request, just enter the amount. For the invoice notes, enter a short description of the expense. The cost category section may look different for your project. That's because it's populated based on the approved grant expenses. Expenditure documentation is required. When submitting your payment request, all listed expenditures must be legible copies of invoices and receipts. Documentation must show the payment was processed successfully, including the date of the transaction and payment method. Types of acceptable proof of payment includes invoices and/or receipts showing a zero balance and payment method. A process check with a bank stamp showing the copies of both sides of the check. The bank statement showing the expense paid, and you may black out your account number. In this slide, we will show you how to attach an invoice and/or proof of payment. In the description box, include the name of the payee and invoice number. If not, include the name of the payee and the dollar amount requested for the entry. In the upload area, you can click select or drag and drop files. Please place the uploaded document in the same order as the itemized invoice list page. This will enable the grant specialist to complete your request in a timely manner. Also, to add additional lines for more expenses, click the plus button on the right-hand side of the table. Now we will show you a demo. You are now ready to sign and certify the payment request by checking the box. However, before signing and certifying, please read the disclosure at the top of the page. Please make sure you save your payment request by clicking the Save button found in the top right-hand corner of the web page underneath your name. Now we will show you a demo. Step 5 is to verify your budget. Return to the payment request summary page and verify the balance. Step 6 is to submit your payment request. When submitting a payment request, expand the status option on the left-hand side of the screen. Click on Status option to expand the menu. Then click Submit Payment Request. If there is any errors in the payment request, a pop-up menu will appear detailing the error. The error will need to be fixed before you can submit the request. Step 7 is your payment request processing status. Once the payment request has been submitted, the grant recipient may check the status of the request in TDA-Go by navigating to the document landing page of the payment request. See Step 8 for instructions. This page will show you the different payment request status options. Step 8 is how to locate your payment status in TDA-Go. Once you have created a payment request, you can find your payment request in TDA-Go using the search function. Click the Searches button at the top of the screen to expand the search menu. Then click Payments. In your document search, you will not need to enter any information into the document search field. Simply click Search, and all of the payment requests associated with the TDA-Go account will appear in the document result field. Then click on the grant ID payment request number to open the payment request. Now we will show you a demo. You have now completed the TDA-Go payment reimbursement tutorial. Thank you for joining us. Please contact your grant specialist if you have any questions. Below is the email address and TDA-Go's help desk for technical support.